family wants. A wife.
This is beautiful.
And a son. And I buried them along with everyone I even knew. What has happened to me? Am I dead?
You are banished from death. Cast adrift between the worlds of light and dark. You are bound together, Talion. My life and yours.
Who are you, Wraith?
I shaped the history of Middle-earth. I crafted the Rings of Power.
Celebrimbor, greatest smith of the Second Age. Sauron deceived you into making the rings. He tortured both you and your kin.
Perhaps that pain is what connects us.
I should have died with my family.
I thought you wanted revenge. But there is only one way to close the circle. To defeat Sauron.
The time has come for a new ring.
The world of men is ending. I have seen it. I have felt it. In the fires of Mount Doom, a ranger and a wraith, bound together in death, craft the one thing that could challenge the Dark Lord. A ring of power. But power can blind those who seek it, and even the strongest bonds can be broken. The future I have seen cannot come to pass.
Celebrimbor.
Death calls to you again, Ranger. How do you answer?
Talion, this is beautiful. Where did you find it?
I still have a few friends left in Gondor. What's wrong, my love?
The past is the past. Nothing can be changed.
We must leave this place. We can go now.
What's in rings? What it is?
The Wraith calls to you. I call to you.
Wraith! Where are you?
Your way was for you.
I'm really going to miss my old army. But unlike this one, they don't let you, as far as I know of, start a they don't let you have more than one save, essentially. Now, the first episode I did of Shadow of Mordor, which was the first one, I was talking about how I essentially, guess was forced out of the army or got out. So during this episode of this gameplay, I'll re-clarify that, hopefully with the mic actually working this time. It's probably better if I try to get out of this tutorial first. In the beginning of this video, you're obviously going to see my old army, old stats. I honestly don't know how. I think I put me like 8 or 9 hours into the game to get that stuff.
Celebrimbor, what has been done to you?
You've kept us waiting. Spider does not forfeit his prey, Ranger. Not unless a greater is set for it. I called you here for a reason.
You will return him to me. Now.
You are brave. For a man. But it is not your sword that will save him. How much are you willing to sacrifice? To suffer.
I have given up everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
You want the ring?
You would give me the ring for the wraith.
And find myself beside him in your web.
I am Shelob, and I deal only in truth. I wouldn't give it up either.
Wait. Take your price.
I'm impressed, Ranger. He must mean something to you. Go to your puppet before he dies.
You have doomed us, Talia. Her power was vast before, and now you have given her mine. I poured my life force into that ring.
Then we must take it back.
Minos is not here. The ring is lost. So look to Minas Ithil and the Dark Lord's armies that surround it. Look to the Palantir. Sauron will not stop until all of Middle-earth is dominated.
The Palantir must be protected. Minas Ithil. I must know if Shelob's vision holds true. The spiders showed us the truth. Gondor's last fortress in Mordor cannot fall.
The Palantir is our concern. We must seize it before it falls into Sauron's hands. With it, his armies will be unstoppable. The fate of the city matters not.
I will not let them be slaughtered like my brothers at the Black Gate. We need to do something. Taking out the captain should buy the Gondorians some time.
And they could lead us to the Palantir. We must find a worm and make him talk.
So, just like every other game I play, I will try not to talk during the cutscenes. I know some people like having the subtitles on. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh. It's outplayed. Alright, now we gotta go do exactly what we were doing the last one. Interrogate to figure out what we need to know. And I was about to say, normally they die when they get interrogated. But might as well interrogate somebody else. Wait a minute. No, he doesn't have anybody with him. This guy has someone. So like I was saying, in my career in the Army, I it's in about 5.5 years. A little over. I got oh man, I forgot I don't have I don't have arrows. So when I got out of the military, medically, I was medically retired. I got out of Fort Hood. At the time I was with 1st Cav Division, but I was with another unit before 1st Cav Division. And I tried to get stationed in another place. I was trying to go to Fort Bragg. My dad was at Fort Bragg in his career at some point in time before that. And at the time I was planning on going airborne. Because normally if you go to Fort Bragg, it's a airborne, it's an installation that they prefer if you're airborne if you go. Very often do you go there and it's not that. But that's beyond the point because, well, I didn't go. So, you know, that's basically excuses for assholes, like people say. So I was planning to go, but like I said, I didn't. There we go. So I was with my first unit on Fort Hood for 2 3/4 of a year. Okay, I was already doing 2 3/4 of a year, so I was basically, technically, at that point, you're almost done with a duty station. Supposed to be. Well, my branch manager didn't like me just like he didn't like me in Korea. Because I requested Bragg in Korea. And where'd he send me? Fort Hood. So, talked to the same person. Guess what he did? Interpost transferred me. Fucking dick. You know, it is what it is. I was very bitter about it. Especially since I used ample time. Because when I got to my unit after Korea, I picked up sergeant at about, I want to say about 2.5 years. I mean, at the time I was in a fairly competitive field. I was in maintenance. And the maintenance field I was in, at the time I was a generator mechanic. But then I eventually started trying to look out for my career, and I got a secondary MOS of light wheel vehicle mechanic. So that would be 91 Delta, 91 Bravo. Wouldn't really consider that OPSEC because anybody can look up what job is what in the military. It doesn't really matter. So at the time I finished the schooling for that, so I had my primary MOS, my secondary MOS, and I went to the board. It's my very first board, didn't go through Soldier of the Month board, nothing like that. Very first promotion board from specialist to sergeant, passed it. 3 months later, I'm fucking this up. Passed the board. became sergeant. My previous sergeant in our motor pool, because I was part of a HHD headquarters detachment, and so majority of the people in our unit, company, however you want to say it, was non-commissioned officers or officers, and to be more specific, senior non-commissioned officers, because I worked at brigade level at the time. I didn't get more privileges or anything. It just where I got stuck. So a sergeant was, for the company, was motor sergeant. And that's where I was basically stuck. After he left, he went to another installation. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell any names of anybody I worked with. Unless it was someone that impacted my career in a negative way. AKA a doctor. I'll leave it at that. So he left, and then I was left as motor sergeant because he was leaving. So that's what happens. I then I requested to leave because he had just came to the unit and was leaving, but we were without an NCO or sergeant. NCO is not commissioned officer. So we were left out without someone. So I took charge. He left. But then we gained another NCO, an E5, a sergeant.
Why are you out here alone?
In the motor pool. He was 91 Charlie.
Party was trapped in the lower city overnight.
Basically air conditioning
You were there.
is what he worked on.
Not enough.
I'll resume this after the cutscene, obviously.
Siegel still stands.
We're about to lose the Middle City, Ranger. They'll be closing the gate if they haven't already. We need to get up there as fast as we can.
I'll be right behind you. Wait. What is your name?
Idril,
Talia.
don't fall behind, Talion. We've lost enough men today. Do you hear that, Ranger? They're closing.
So since the sergeant came in,
Sergeant Tarandor's going to need our help.
I was transferring my handbook to him. Because at the time I was trying to get new orders to go to another installation. Well, as we know, they didn't happen. I ended up getting interpost transferred on Fort Hood. If you don't have family at Fort Hood, which is no longer called, I think it's called Fort Cavazos, I think. Not going to get into all that stuff. But if you get stationed there, if you don't have family, or you didn't specifically want to go there, I do not recommend going to that installation or trying anything you can do to not go to that installation. Once you go to Fort Hood, it's very hard to get out of Fort Hood. I found that out. So, about 2 months later, at this point I went to Korea the first time for my first unit for a year on a hardship tour, straight out of basic training AIT, which is advanced individual training. And they told me, okay, you're going to Korea. Okay, I went to Korea, did Korea for a year. Went to the unit that, not going to say before first cab.
We've lost the Middle City.
And I was there And I was there for 3 months, and I went back to Korea for a month and a half for another field exercise because our unit was decided to do that. Came back, was back for about 4 months, went back for another month and a half. And that cycle continued for another, I would say, 2 years. So in total, I went to Korea about 6 times, totaling about 2 years. And right before I went to first Cav on the interpost transfer, well, I went back to Korea. And I was there for a month and a half. And I had about 2 months to clear, which is more than enough if you're doing interpost transfer, to be honest. And got done. You know, went to first Cav. I was in a maintenance department. I was part of a BSB, Brigade Support Battalion. So, maintenance for the battalion, you know, and if the brigade needs help, we help. Simple as that. I'm slated to go to Germany a month after I get there. Story of my life, right? Yeah. That shit always happened. I don't know why. Always me. So what do I do? Yep. They say you're going to Germany. Got it. Another cutscene. Awesome. Oh, wait a minute.
Quickly, under the gate!
Get moving!
What are you doing?
I won't be long. Go.
Have the archers provide support.
Well, this glaive tack is fucking retarded. I'd rather just attack regularly. Like, this shit doesn't even... Maybe it might do some use later on, but right now, doesn't do anything. So I have my bag packed and everything. I got stuck on duty 2 days before I was supposed to go.
We've lost the middle city. We made them pay for every inch of ground, but they now hold it.
Then our fate will be decided here. Our inner wall is our strongest.
We have double their archer.
We cannot match the orcs for their numbers or ferocity.
Now, our people have held back Sauron's forces before.
But some things were lost forever.
Yes, of course they were. Go to the Great Hall. Secure the relics.
My place is here.
Make sure they are taken to Henathanum.
Is that an order?
You must understand. We must protect what is most precious
At all costs.
Yes. That is an order.
Then I'll see it done. But I'll be back on the wall before their next assault.
A ranger from the Black Gate. I thought you were all dead. You heard the truth. If you've come to fight for Minas Ithil, Ranger, report to Captain Berenor.
Not come to join your army, General, but for the Palantir and its safekeeping.
Protect the city, and the Palantir will be safe. However, our raiding parties are targeting enemy captains in the lower city.
You wish to spread terror in their ranks.
Yes.
about time we tasted fear.
The men are assembled, gentlemen.
They definitely give you this ability a lot earlier than last time.
We need to secure the Palantir now. The city is weak and it will not hold for much longer.
But we cannot leave the Gondorians to their fate. Castamir is right. By protecting the city, we protect the Palantir.
Look,
The towers bear his mark.
those were my towers once. Now Sauron's corruption spreads beyond the borders of Mordor. He mocks me.
They give him sight.
Not without the Palantir.
We will dismantle his hold on Minas Ithil. We will shift the tide.
Takla. Move.
That hurt! Try it again when I'm ready for you. I dare you. Die, Grave Walker! Surrounded! Gonna enjoy this! This gob is nothing! How can we win without the captain? We skip right to the execution. Here comes the pain!
That shit wasn't supposed to happen. Wait, what? So, I was supposed to go to Germany. I ended up probably fucking almost dying right now. So I was on staff duty that night. And staff duty's 24-hour duty, and I wish this fucking asswipe would leave me alone. So I did my checks, went back, and I was, you know, hungry. I haven't ate anything for, I don't know, about 8 hours, and at that time, it's about 1 or 2 in the morning. So I go to the shopette, which is technically a 7-day store.
Looks like I killed you, dog. Suppose that makes me a talk.
And that's called bullshit.
Talk Slayer! I quite like the sound of that. Talk Slayer! From now on, I will be known as the Talk Slayer!
Probably going to take a spot of the guy I killed before. Gotta have some of them. Good, I'm glad he's called the Tark Slayer. Alright, good. We don't need to go through everybody's promotions. What I do need to do is go back to that asshole. So, back to the story. So, oh, he's definitely marked now. So, tell Command Sergeant Major when she comes in the morning, I don't feel good. You know, she has to find an NCO because I'm a sergeant, so there has to be an NCO on duty at all time. So, she, that's fucking bullshit. So, she finds someone. I go to Troop Medical Clinic. There, I meet a dumbass captain. And he don't want to. He didn't really evaluate me or anything. He's a fucking dick. That's what he was. I was already going to be off for doing staff duty. Even though I was going to Germany the day after that, which I was supposed to. Obviously, it didn't happen. I then essentially go to the hospital. And after I go to the hospital, after finally pleading with that dude at the TMC, he sends me there. He's supposed to send me they send me an ambulance, and you're supposed to be seen immediately from being, you know, going there. Technically, it was emergency. Well, they didn't do that. So I was sitting in there for probably about 3 fucking hours. Sucking ass. And a lot of pain. So, finally when I'm seeing, they're like, okay, let's run a CT scan, see, you know, why your stomach's hurting and whatnot. They do it, and fucked up thing is they come in, you know, fucking doctor comes in with a fucking priest. Or chaplain, however you want to, you know, however you technically want to put it. Okay. Could've swore that was in the head. I know that wasn't. So. They come in. Okay. I guess you can't click Y when you're collecting a gem. Probably need to fix that to where it stops it. So, you know, asked if I want to talk about it. Obviously, I didn't. The only thing I want to talk about, you know, is,
You and I, we are not enemies. You are not worthy of the word.
you know, what my diagnosis was.
I am the hunter. Soon
Told me I had intussusception.
will adorn my mantle.
What is that?
Prove
Well,
of my mastery.
when your intestines telescope over each other, you know, you have the chance of it rupturing and coming out of your stomach. Very rare. So, I was confused why it was happening to me. Because they say it normally only happens with, you know, infants or, you know, twins that are, you know, but still toddler size or something. At the time, I wasn't either of those. I was a twin, but not at the time. I wasn't, you know, wasn't small. I was in my 20s, so shouldn't have happened. So they told me the way to fix it, gotta have surgery. So I was gonna, I don't know why I didn't have surgery that night. Guess they just wanted me to suffer a little bit more. So I was sucking ass the whole night. My chain of command came in, because that's normally what they do, you know, when something unexpected happens and you go in the hospital. And so, thanks, dude. So they come in and, well, they ask me what's going on, tell them I don't know. And in the morning, well, I do end up going in for surgery. Well, surgery was technically unsuccessful because by the time the person found the spot that I was supposed to fix, well, he didn't fix it. So I was basically left like that. I had surgery. I was off for 2 weeks, and I missed going to Germany for, I want to say it was about 2.5, 3 months. So at that point, that's October. And crazy thing is, that was on my birthday that surgery happened. So I recovered from that. I'm still seeing GI, which is gastroenterology, because normally when you have like something like that happen, especially surgery or something like that, they, you know, want to continue monitoring you. But at that point, I was still having problems. And fast forward, this is March now. So I want to do a colonoscopy and endoscopy. That's routine stuff. So I do them both same time. And what ends up happening? Well, Okay, I don't know why he just attacked. Whatever. So, they do it. And the crazy thing is they did this procedure on my mom's birthday. Didn't question it. So, I go home. Next morning they call me. I feel like shit. I mean, I really feel like crap. They ask me how I'm feeling. I tell them, I normally feel like crap, but feel worse this time. They told me it was probably just the anesthesia. It's gonna wear off. So.
Lucky day. I found you before the Nazgul did. And I'm
They called me about 8 a.m.
I only want your body to play with, not your soul.
Everything, I guess, is technically fine. So, at about, I want to say, 10 a.m., I call him back because something at that point definitely isn't right. I go to the bathroom. My stool is black and tarry, which means internal bleeding. I call them, and they tell me, to go to the hospital. They say they're going to call down so I don't have to wait. And when I get there, what do? I have to wait. Great, right? So, I finally get back in the ER, same ER that did the surgery on me. And they asked me, did you take Pepto-Bismol or anything like that? No, I didn't. And, finally, they do tests, and it's perfectly fine on my blood level, but that's just because they say that's, it can happen just because it's, the blood's still in my body. So, at that point, after pleading with them, they kept me in. I told them just keep me in for one night for observation. Kept me in. So, middle of that night, again, my chain of command comes. They keep asking why this stuff keeps happening to me. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I told them probably shit luck. So, after they leave, it's probably about 8 o'clock in the evening or 2000 hours. I start feeling like a lot of shit at that point. So, I'm getting ready to walk to the door, to ask for a nurse. And she's opening the door as I'm getting ready to walk out. And I couldn't even get any words out. I was nauseous and everything, so the only thing I did, I basically threw up all over her. With blood. I ended up passing out like 3 days later. I wake up in the ICU, not knowing what happened, and essentially my body never really fully recovered after that. Losing a lot of weight. I then had to go through a med board, which is, they do that to, depend on how long you're on profile or limited duty, to see if, you're going to get better. I didn't end up getting better. So, they, essentially the board came back and If they come back between 0 and 20%, then normally they try to write you a severance check. I had more than that, so they essentially retired me. And well, it's essentially why I got out. What the hell is this asshole at that killed me earlier? Say he's supposed to be in this area. Is that him right there? No, that's not. He's supposed to be down here. Is that him right there? No, it's not.
The orc trains his warriors for battle. It will not save him.
So essentially why I got out. Had a couple surgeries on my stomach. And then, yeah. I know it's not going to seem like much happened in this video. Probably because I have a personal vendetta on this guy. But I'm gonna kill this guy before I end this video. Thing I have noticed, there's not as much health around as what there is in the other game. I don't know why that is. Normally you can find plants all over the other one. Ain't happening twice, dude.
Still beat you before. Nothing will ever change that.
The only thing that's going to change that bitch is you ain't coming back. It's one of the good things about getting revenge. You get better gear. On that note, though, going to end the video now. Next time we'll get a little further in the story. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want. See you next time.